Gavana wa Machakos, Alfred Mutua, ameripoti katika kituo cha polisi cha Kilimani kwamba anatishiwa na makamu wa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Folks, what has unfolded this morning is unprecedented. It has never, ever before happened in our country called Kenya. Indeed, it is much more than drama, bin drama, Arab drama, ole drama, kila kitu. And without wasting any time, let us start with the movie of a press statement that the Machakos governor issued and has released to the press. And of course, this particular statement is the basis of the statement and the information that he has given to the police. The governor quotes two incidences. Incident 1, on Monday, November 25th, 2019, and I'm quoting the governor's statement verbatim. On Monday, November 25th, 2019, as the party leader of Maendeleo Chapchap Party, I was at State House to witness His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta receive the Building Bridges Initiative report. While waiting for the function to start, I was conversing with fellow leaders and politely greeted Majority Leader of the National Assembly, Honorable Aden Bare Duale, who was engaged in a conversation with Majority Leader of the Senate, Honorable Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen. Hon Duale and Hon Murkomen made the following threats to me. And this is what Duale said. Wewe, what is wrong with you? Governor Mutua, what do you mean, my friend? Duale, you have been attacking us and we will deal with you. Mutua, how have I been attacking you? Murkomen, we wacha zako. We have to teach you a lesson. Governor Mutua, what have I done? When did I attack either of you? Duale, when you attack our team, you attack us. Governor Mutua, team? Murkomen, you have been attacking the DP. Duale, ukiguza DP, unaguza sisi. Translation, when you touch the DP, you touch us. Governor Mutua, I don't get you. Hon Duale, you and I get along very well. Murkomen, huyu niachie. At that point, Murkomen walked away to speak to someone else. Governor Mutua to Duale, ndugu yangu, you should not be threatening me. Wewe ni jirani. You remember the time you said in Parliament that terrorists should not only attack Isili or Garissa, but should also attack Machakos. I defended you and said you used it just as an example. And you could have mentioned any city in Kenya. Duale, utafanya nini? Don't you know there are 50,000 Kambas in Garissa? And I can deal with them. Shocked by his utterances, Governor Mutua walked away from him. Incident 2, involving His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto. On the evening of Wednesday, December 11th, 2019, that of course was the eve of Jamhuri Day this year, I was a guest at State House for a banquet in honor of the Barbados Prime Minister, Right Honorable Mia Mottley. During the function, guests were mingling and talking to each other. After the official speeches and toasts, I was standing in conversation with His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga and other leaders. And someone came to speak to Honorable Raila. And as I turned to go and speak to another leader, I came face to face with His Excellency the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Kipchirchir Samoei Arap Ruto, who was in the company of Honorable Aden Duale, Majority Leader of the National Assembly. I greeted His Excellency Dr. Ruto, and I extended my hand. Mutua, hello, Your Excellency, sir. Ruto, while holding on to Mutua's hand, we jamaa umekuwa ukinichapa sana. Mutua, Your Excellency. Ruto, still holding on to Mutua's hand very tightly. Wewe lazima sasa nikugonge. Nitakugonga. Mutua, Your Excellency, sir, maybe we can speak about Ruto pushing Mutua aside. Wewe ngoja utaona. And Duale, pointing at Mutua's chest, si tulikuambia. And then both gentlemen walked away. Now, the reason why I've taken time to go into great detail concerning this statement by Governor Mutua is to make it clear to everybody on this channel that actually this particular statement is on very thin legal ground. Because it is very important that we dismiss the legal side of it so that we understand exactly what is happening here. Because when you walk into a police station and report that your neighbor is insulting you and threatening you, your statement cannot be the basis of taking your neighbor to court. Not yet. There must be enough evidence. There must be witnesses. So in this case of Mutua, who was the witness? Who had these particular leaders say those words to Mutua? However, after you make your statement to the police could summon the people, for instance, if it is your neighbor, to record also their statement. And then further action will be taken from there. Or no action at all will be taken from there. So let us get that clear from the onset. However, this is very serious. It is serious because we're not dealing with your neighbor. We're dealing with the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya and some very important people in Kenya. Majority Leader Senate, Majority Leader National Assembly. And even more alarming, the last time somebody complained about threats from the Deputy President, it did not end well. You remember a man called Jacob Juma? Who was waylaid and had bullets sprayed into his car. Remember that guy? The late Jacob Juma? Yep, it did not end well. Another relevant fact to take into consideration is that immediately Governor Mutua was re-elected, he hit the ground running, attacking the Deputy President in statements, in everything he said, which would be the kind of strategy, based on the way Kenyan politics runs, that would suggest that Mutua is intending to be on the ballot against the Deputy President in 2022. Bottom line, the attacks on the Deputy President did not start yesterday. Actually, they started in early 2018. And we're just a few days away from the new year, 2020. And when we arrive in that year, God willing, it will be 2 years since the attacks on the Deputy President started from Alfred Mutua. We also know that Governor Mutua is the kind of person who usually has his ducks in a row. Whenever he makes a move, he has usually carefully thought it through, with a clear endgame in mind. And therefore my gut feeling is that this is not the first time that the governor of Machakos has felt threatened from Team Tangatanga. And that what may have happened is that the governor may have chosen to quote the most recent incidences. And of course, we all know the way Team Tangatanga operates. The Deputy President himself is a very temperamental kind of person. He has a very vicious temper. And many times he tends to take things personally. That we already know from what we have observed. We also know that the kind of politics Team Tangatanga has been practicing is the politics of threats. And the alleged statement by Duale, which Mutua quotes in his statement to the police, where Duale allegedly says, utafanya nini? Don't you know there are 50,000 Kambas in Garissa and I can deal with them? That is the kind of politics Tanga has been practicing, based on tribe. And because of this track record, unfortunately for Team Tanga, Mutua's statement and claims become even more believable. Something else, Governor, in his statement, mentions Raila Odinga, which means Raila Odinga knows about the alleged threats, and so does his other principal in the handshake and BBI, President Uhuru Kenyatta. And I find it difficult that the governor went ahead and took this step without consulting the two. I find that one very difficult to believe. It is possible, but difficult to believe. And that is why I believe that this latest move by Mutua is just a tip of the iceberg. It is the beginning, of many other steps that will be taken to deal with the deputy president. What? It seems that this Team Tanga versus Team Keleweke political duel has reached the place where the gloves are off, which means it has ceased being a sport and has become a bare knuckle fists political fight to the end. And if you've been taking in my weekly intelligence briefings, you will realize that what is happening, what is unfolding, was predictable. More so if you take in the other incidences in those WIBs, in recent WIBs, that are not in the public domain, that seem to suggest, or rather suggest clearly, that this was very predictable, and that mambo bado, tena bado sana. Now, Governor Mutua's appeal to the police to beef up his personal security and that of his immediate family members. But I can tell you what Team Tanga will say in response is also very predictable. They're going to rubbish this statement by Governor Mutua and his claims. Although even when it comes to perception, even some Tanga followers are bound to believe Mutua's statement. But for now, let us follow closely how this develops, while expecting something even more shell-shocking to emerge next. In other words, if you thought for a minute that this unprecedented move, where a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya is reported to a police station, if you thought this was crazy, tuliza ball. Kwa sababu mambo bado, tena bado sana. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.